What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Good Vibes with Garrett. This week, we are back with some more hobby goodness and, another little story and, question for you guys. So hopefully I'll get some comments from you guys this week. I'm curious about this one. Obviously, I imagine I'm in the minority on this, but curious who out there who watches and listens also feels the same way. So so without further ado, today we are going to be working on basing, I guess you could say. I'm not going to be putting this on a mini, but I am going to be messing around with some terrain pieces that I 3D printed a long time ago. This was 3D printed on my, you can see here's not primed, on my FDM printer. So for those of you who don't know, there's resin printers and FDM printers. Resin printers do like really high detail, nice smooth finishes. FDM basically melts long strings of plastic into this, and so you can see all the layer lines, and it's pretty rough texture. It's not great, but for terrain, like, who cares? Like, it's just going on the board for, while you're playing Warhammer. So I primed one of them up. You can see it here. I used my airbrush on this. This has been so much fun to learn how to use. I have a Iwata Eclipse HPCS, my first ever airbrush, and it's been so far just used for priming things, but I'm really hoping to implement it into my army painting once I start doing some of my bigger armies where it's like a bunch of guys all doing the same thing. I can just do a quick little, like, with the airbrush and make it real quick and easy. But I wanted to experiment doing some winter themed stuff on here. So I got my AK Interactive Terrain Snow acrylic diorama series, which my brother recommended. I've never used it before. This is some glue that came in a box from Army Painter. So it was a whole kit, Battlefield basing set. I didn't need half the stuff, but I'm like, why not? You never know. So they come with their own snow, whatever that means. I don't know. It's some sort of powder. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. We probably won't use it. We'll see. It might be something, because this is like a paste. It might be somewhere we put this down, sprinkle a little bit of this on top for texture. I don't know. Some green tufts, which we won't use because we're doing snow. Some static grass, which we also won't use because we're doing snow, which normally static grass, you have to use a static grass applicator. I don't know how that's going to work. We might use this. We might put this down first. Snow on top. Same with this, but these two down first for texture, snow on top of it. We'll see. These are battle rocks, I call them, which are different than normal rocks, and then mossy undergrowth stuff, which I don't need that. We're doing winter. So this is probably what we're going to be messing with. We'll see. All right. So my story. I know this is called Good Vibes with Garrett. Usually we talk about good things, and this is talking about a good thing, not necessarily a good thing that happened to me. I do not like water parks. I really do not like water parks at all. If I could never go to another water park again, I wouldn't. Oh wow, that is very thick. That's not what I expected. Interesting. So here's the story, and here's why. I'm going to tell you all why. I do not like water parks. I grew up near us in New York. There's a water park. It's like about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. I don't know. I think it was probably about an hour and a half away. Something like that. It felt like forever. As a kid, it felt like forever. It might as well have been 6 hours away. And so, there was a water park, and we used to go to it all the time. And that's not why I don't like it anymore, not because I went all the time, but because there was this one instance where we went there. I don't know how I feel about this. I usually just use super glue. I'm just using this Elmer's glue stuff because it came in the box, but I don't think I like it. One normal summery day where, oh, hey, we're going to the water park. This is going to be fun, just doing our water park things. And little did I know that my entire life would change forever. So we arrive at the water park and we're doing our thing. We're going through, and right towards the beginning, if I remember right, again, it's been probably over 20 years since I've been there. Right towards the beginning, there was the water slide, a water slide. I don't like the way this rock looks. Anyways, yeah, we jump on this slide. And, there's a bunch of fun things. They had like one of the big buckets that would drop all the water on your head. Always loved those. Those were kind of fun. Funny story. One time we were there with our cousins, and he was standing under it, and it took his shorts off. It's hilarious. As a bunch of little kids, we just thought that was the funniest thing. He did not think it was so funny. He was, scarred for life. But, so I get to this water slide, big bad water slide. I think we'd gone down it before. It wasn't the first time we'd ever gone down it. But it was kind of like, oh, cool, yeah, let's do this water slide and see what happens here. No, it was one that we knew exactly what was going on there, and went down thinking, again, this is no different than any other day, we're just having fun. We're going on a water slide. Well, little did I know, I got to the bottom and I landed in the water and I could not breathe. It was the strangest thing. I come up out of the water and I'm like, gasping for air, barely able to get a full breath in. That eventually I was able to kind of catch my breath, but I, for the rest of the day, was not able to take a full deep breath in. It was shallow and almost like kind of painful breaths. It's very weird. And my parents were like, oh, you're fine. Maybe you just pulled a muscle. You'll be all right. You'll wake up tomorrow and be just fine. Well, that was not the case. I woke up the next morning, was still not able to take a full breath. This looks like marshmallow fluff. Just gonna say, it does not smell like it. It's pretty stanky, but this is like the forbidden marshmallow fluff that you can't eat because you'll die. Anyways, this is a bad thing to do. Hang on, sorry, switching topics here. I was going to show you all how to base things, but now that I'm thinking about it, I should have had this stuff glued on like hours ago, because I really can't do anything to that while it's wet. So I'm just going to turn it, and we're going to do snow over here. And this, maybe I'll add snow to it later, and maybe I'll post a picture on social media, but we're not going to do that tonight because I'm a dummy. Anyways, I also don't have a stick, so I'm using the handle of a paintbrush. So yeah, we couldn't figure out what was going on. Like, something was obviously wrong here. Like, I was not well. Boy, I don't know how I feel about this stuff. This is interesting. I don't know why this was what we thought to do. You'll have to ask my parents about that. But we went to our chiropractor instead of like a doctor, if I remember right. I don't remember going to a doctor. I remember we had a chiropractor friend, and he was like, hey, just stop by my shop. I'll take a look at Garrett. He didn't necessarily say anything about adjusting me. He just said, like, hey, let me check him out. And they were like, okay, cool. And they did. And what the chiropractor found was that apparently, like, my ribs were out of place. Like, they had shifted. I had gone down this water slide so freaking fast that I literally, like, jammed my ribs up into my lungs. So I was, like, not able to breathe. Yeah, kind of bizarre. And so since then, I have not been the biggest fan of water parks. Trying to get like a nice little like snow kind of, there we go, like it's settling on top there, a little snow bank here, a little drift. It's kind of tricky to work with, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, so I don't know, it was one of those things where like it wasn't right away. I was like, oh, I hate water parks. It was something that like took time. Like we kept going back, and I just was always afraid after that. I never felt comfortable at a water park ever again. I was always just very scared and worried and like, okay, is it gonna happen again? Yeah, I never really quite trusted. Oh, I don't know if I should have done this. I might have ruined this, but that's fine. Never really trusted a water slide or a water park again. And I know I talked about, we went to the ocean in Papua New Guinea, and again, like, yeah, like I was fine with that. That's different. Like a pool was fine, or like a body of water, a pond, but something about water parks, slides, and like the pools there, and I think it's because it's not natural. I don't know. I feel like natural, it doesn't make sense because probably natural water is more unpredictable. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, sorry, I knocked the camera. That looks better than I thought it was going to. That actually looks really good. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera. It's probably super overexposed on the snow. But that looks like freaking snow. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, oh, there goes that rock. Well, so much for battle rocks. Never trust them again. And what's really funny too is like, I never went to a water park again until probably 2012. Summer of 2012. I was dating another girl for my current wife. Obviously, before, because now I'm married. There was this big water park in Texas called like Schlitterbahn or something like that. Schlitterbahn, I don't know. I'd never heard of it. Apparently it's a big deal. It's a big water park down there. I'd never heard of it, didn't really know much about it. And I don't like water parks, so I was like, nah, I'm good. But you know what? They were dying to go. They had already bought tickets, already planned. Like I came down to visit, and so I thought they were asking, hey, do you want to go? But really it was like, hey, we're going. And so I didn't really have a choice. Yeah, it was not an enjoyable experience, to be honest. Like, obviously it was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun to hang out with my girlfriend and her family and stuff like that. Like that was fun, but every time I was like, all right, what do you want to ride? I'm like, nothing. I just want to go crawl in a hole and die. Yeah, not my favorite experience. So, all that to say, my question, or at the top, I said I was going to ask you guys a question. What are your guys' thoughts on water slides? That's what I want to know. Are you guys fans of water slides? Or water parks, I guess? Water slides specifically, but water parks in general are just not my favorite. How do you guys feel about... Oh man, I really like how this is looking. I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little over the top, but it's kind of fun. What are you guys' thoughts on water parks? Yay or nay? If you don't like them, why? And if you do like them, why? I'm just curious. Yeah. No? I'm not shaming those who like water parks. I just don't get the appeal. Even as a kid, it was like, oh, this is just fun. But now it's like, oh, I can get that same excitement on dry land with a lot of other things, with just no normal amusement park. I don't have to go to a water park. I can just go to a normal park or amusement park. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thanks so much for watching me make a mess. I am covered in glue because I kept touching the glue that I put here, and I'm covered in acrylic snow, whatever that's made out of, forbidden fluffernutter. But I have a very, I'm happy with how this stuff looks. That's kind of neat. If you're looking to make some cool snow stuff, this is where it's at right here. And then maybe though, it's like those sprinkle on top really does add some fun texture. So check that stuff out. Don't check that out. Don't be a me. Glue your stuff ahead of time before your video, not while you're shooting the video. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching this. Hope this was entertaining, informational, all of the above. If you enjoy this and want to see more and you want to see stuff about video games, we have a weekly podcast called Super Gamer Boys. Make sure to check it out over at youtube.com/supergamerboys and on podcast services. You can find me during the week at Morlang and follow the podcast at Super Gamer Boys everywhere. So thank you so much. See you next time.